Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best new class mods in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. We got some awesome new class mods that just dropped and they have some very unique abilities which I'll show off in this video. The first one that I want to highlight is the Demigod's Rebirth mod. This mod made by Dean Enterprise was previously uploaded based on Greek mythology. The Demigod's Rebirth now features Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus, which I'll break down here. They made some major changes from the previous version of this mod, which used to allow you to select spells, but now it comes with its own unique spells for every single subclass. So you can choose your divine parent, heir of Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus, and each of these come with their own unique spells that have unique icons as well. There is 50 different spells so far in this mod, and it's actually really well done. So the previous one let you choose different spells from the base game. So like if you were to choose like Zeus, for example, Zeus would get different options based on like lightning and storm. So you can see here, this is what the old one looked like. We had the hair of Zeus, Hades, Aphrodite, Ares, and Artemis, and they'll likely be updating that as time goes on. But this version had different spells based on like the base game, whereas this new mod comes with entirely new spells for each of these. So Hades obviously focused on like necrotic damage to get the soul feed here. Feed on the soul of enemy, you're gaining health points equal to half the damage dealt. Mark of the Dead, giving additional damage using a God Spark, which is the resource for this. Also the soul burn the souls of the target within 6-meter radius, leaving them burning for 2 turns. Shadow Shroud, which cloak yourself in the darkness of the underworld, becoming invisible for 3 turns, and you get the inflict wound spells. And whenever you drop below half your maximum health points, you deal 1d4 additional necrotic with each attack. Poseidon, which I'll highlight here, has the Tidal Smite, which does 1d12 of cold damage. Imbue your weapon with the power of the ocean and strike a target. It also comes with spells like Poseidon's Favor, call upon the blessings of the sea to bolster yourself or an ally, grant 10 temporary health points plus the target's wisdom modifier. Crushing Wave, doing 2d6 of cold damage, release a devastating wave, damaging and pushing back all in the path, knocking them prone. And the Rain Cloud, conjure a small cloud of rain, which basically create water as a bonus action. And we get the Surging Vitality, so the ocean's endless energy flows through you. Whenever standing in water, you heal each turn equal to your wisdom modifier and don't provoke opportunity attacks. Zeus obviously focused on lightning. I'll show off Poseidon in greater detail. I'll be covering builds on these in the future as well. So you get the lightning bolt, and if they're wearing metal armor, it deals additional damage equal to your wisdom modifier. We also have the Thunderous Voice, amplify your voice and divine authority, intimidating nearby enemies. All creatures must make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened until the end of your next turn. And Static Surge, use the static round 3 targets to increase or decrease their movement speed depending on if they're an ally or an enemy for 3 turns. And it comes with the subclass feature. Your Connection Storm makes you resistant to lightning damage, and your melee attacks do additional lightning damage on hit. So getting into Poseidon here, currently you don't get any of the skill bonuses. I think this may be a bit of a glitch, but we'll have to see in the future if that gets updated. But with this Poseidon build, you get some pretty fun opportunities to deal damage. This is a new one too. So you get 2 additional God Spark each level here, and the Mighty Presence, so you gain proficiency in intimidation and advantage on strength saving throws. You have more spells like Whirlpool here. A swirling whirlpool damages enemies, pulling them towards the center. This does creates water and using 2 God Spark. The water tendrils, doing 2d6 cold damage, release 3 water tendrils to pull enemies towards you. And the undertow, restrain up to 3 enemies that are standing in water. So this is all about setting up water and dealing damage. I love water builds in Baldur's Gate 3, not just because they're strong, but they have a lot of unique synergies. And this can be a very beneficial one because of other builds in the game. This also allows you, when you're in water, to restore God Spark equal to your level once per long rest, which is really cool. So you want to be always in water. And you get a class passive here, so your path is depending on healing yourself and allies. So you get the Tides of Restoration. Grant 3 allies who are standing in water Surging Vitality for 10 turns. Teleport a short distance and create water. And Cleansing Rain, call forth a cleansing rain to remove all curses, diseases, poisons from all allies around you. Or there's the Earth Shaker. This is focused on doing earth-based attacks, so erupt earth from the ground, knocking targets prone, and summon a quicksand under targets. They take 1d10 damage until they leave the quicksand. So being able to choose between these 2 different paths gives you some pretty cool options for building your own unique build. At level 4, we get further God Spark and a Divine Favor, giving a 1d8 bonus to ability checks once per short rest. And then also we get ourselves the Misty Illusions, create 3 illusions of yourself, basically Mirror Image, giving you a +9 to armor class, and it gets reduced every time you get attacked. And Tainted Water, doing 2d10 plus 2d8 of acid damage. Summon diseased water to launch an enemy, exploding on impact. And you also get to choose your feat here, as per usual. But with this, you also get some other club unique options. So 2 more God Spark. We get the Hydro Trident, which does 3d8 of slashing damage. Shoot a trident of piercing water into an enemy, applying bleed. And then you also get the Desiccate, which does 48 of cold damage, remove moisture for all allies enemies around you, dealing damage and applying Desiccated. And the Wave of Healing. A Wave of Healing waters heals all allies in its path. This actually goes very well if you have a Water Myrmidon, because they can heal and set up water too. So you get the subclass feature at this level, Slippery Skin. Your movement speed is increased and you're immune to becoming restrained. So that's perfect because you can move around without any worry. At level 7, we get more God Sparks here for better spell casting. At level 8, we get ourselves more of the God Spark, and that just, again, it's a resource for this class. We also get ourselves the Godly form. Take your true form as a god. Your melee attacks deal additional 1d12 radiant damage, and you have the ability to fly, gain 12 temporary health points, and it lasts until you lose your temporary health. So yeah, it's very strong. The additional damage is quite nice. You don't get an extra attack, so it does kind of limit your melee capabilities. But I feel like there's going to be more updates coming to this class as they continue to finish it. But for right now, the spells that you do get are really cool. So you got like Whirlpool, which you can use to create a large area and pull them in to the center, kind of like the black hole spell. The Crushing Wave will create a wave of water, and with this, it pushes all enemies back. So you can see here what this looks like. Boom, and it creates the water there. Cool VFX. Rain Cloud is basically just create water as a bonus action, which is huge because you can use that to show hidden enemies, and then when they have cold, they also, or whenever they have that, they take extra damage from cold. So you can hit them with the cold spells, the water tendrils, and it'll pull them in, dealing cold damage. You got the Tainted Water, which does additional acid damage, which is pretty cool, so you can blast away with that and leaves the acid on the ground. You got Cleansing Rain, which can be used to heal all targets within its range, so I'll show that off. I guess it removes any of the negative effects. And then you also got the ability to water step, and whenever you do this, you create a little pool of water too, so you can go around setting up water with this. I love this. I think this is one of the most unique builds that we've seen so far. It will be further finished with more icons and everything like that, but it's just, for right now, very well done, and I'm really impressed with this one. So yeah, this is the Demigod's Rebirth mod by Dean Enterprise. Next, we got ourselves the Blackguard, which is a fun one, and this is actually a pretty strong one. Deals are made with the Archdemons of the Hells, and due to the strength and powers in which they're pacted, their powers are typically outstrip the powers given to lesser warlocks. So this is pretty much like a warlock mixed with the paladin, and it actually is pretty fun. Doesn't have Mr. Spell's compatibility, but it does have some great spell selections here. So you got like Hellish Rebuke and Searing Smite. And what this ends up looking like is it does get feats every 2 levels. I know some people really like those type of builds. You get to choose exactly what skill proficiencies you want to choose, which is a nice option, especially on modded classes. I like seeing things like that. But you get yourself the Demonic Smites. So these do fire damage instead of divine. So I really like that. And it, again, feels somewhat like a paladin that's mixed with the warlock itself, which is very interesting. The Illrigger class, which is another one that's very popular, is somewhat similar to this. So it gets the Misty Step here at level 3. You get to choose your subclass. You get Eldritch Blast. You get Hex, Find Familiar, and Silence. And then you get to choose level 2 spells with a lot of the great choices here, and even things like Command. There's 2 different subclasses with the Curse Weaver, which gives you your Charisma modifier and the damage it deals on your Eldritch Blast. And then the Devil Knight, which is like the great old one, gives you the option to get critical hits on attacks. So 2 different choices for spells. I'll go with the Curse Weaver here just to show this off. And yeah, you get awesome spell selection. It's strong, but it's not brokenly strong. So I think that works very well. So yeah, you do get a lot of great options for spells. And I think that's the most important part for making a good build, is having good options for damage. So there you get the extra attack. You also get Repelling Blast at level 5. You get Animate Dead, and you get Elemental Weapon. And you get to choose level 3 spells with things like the Demonic Blast, doing 46 of fire and necrotic. Shoot fire from your fingertips that explodes in contact, torching everything in its vicinity. So if you thought that the divine, or the sorcerer with its divine choices like Divine Smite and Radiant damage are fun, this one is cool because it's almost like a fire choice. You also get the nearby allies get additional bonuses to their saving throws, similar to the paladin. And here's the extra feat. So at level 6, you get that extra feat there. You didn't get it at level 2, but at level 7, you get the Aura of Hate. So you and nearby fiends and undead gain additional 1 damage dealt with melee weapons. You get the subclass feature whenever you deal damage with a spell, deal additional 1d8 of necrotic. You get Ice Storm and Polymorph, which are spells that I love. And you got Blight, Wall of Fire for spell selection at level 4. and many other really fun options. So as I said, this build is basically a Paladin Warlock combined into one distinct class without the choice of your packs. You get Conjure Elemental and Dominate Person as well for spells, and some of my favorites are Cone of Cold and Flame Strike, which are spells that the Warlock will also get. And then once we get up here, we get the Aura of Terror, give disadvantage on attacks and saving throws, and Phoenix Resilience as well. So again, more options here and a lot of great things with this. So I guess we'll just show off the last couple levels here and then give a little bit of a showcase of the combat. So you get improved Demonic Smite. So similar to the Divine Smite, you now get the Demonic Smite with additional fire damage. We also get Circle of Death and Create Undead. And you get Chain Lightning, Odaluk's Freezing Spear, and Wall of Ice. So obviously some of the most powerful spells in the game. And yeah, it's strong, but it doesn't feel too busted. Like, this is obviously stronger than some of the base game classes because you get really good you get full spell casting. And you also get these awesome demonic smites. So they look like smites, but they leave behind fire damage in their wake. You get the auras as well. You got the demonic blast, which is like a fire necrotic fireball attack. And you can see there, it is really, really damaging. So I'm sorry, Jahara, just need to show this off. But yeah, great spell selection. Well, it's kind of, I guess, Oathbreaker Paladin mixed with the Warlock. So yeah, it's got a lot of good things going for it. Next, I will show off the Astral Walker by Ed HR here. So this is a really strong class. Just going to put that out there. With this one, you do get some very powerful options. You get the Soul Piercer here, which does weapon damage plus slashing and deal extra damage against the target you have advantage on. You get the Cantrips, Light, Mage Hand, and Dancing Lights. And I'll take you guys through this full build because it is pretty powerful, but sometimes it's just fun to go against the game, especially if you have like Tactician Enhanced and other difficulty mods. So you can tap into the astral plane energy, gaining astral charge, allowing you to use astral abilities. So you got like the Phase Strike here, teleport to an enemy and instantly attack with a weapon, dealing additional damage plus intelligence modifier. You also get yourself Long Strider, which is obviously really nice. You get a fighting style at level 2, and then once we make our way to level 3, we get class features for the Still in the Fight. Once per short rest, when an attack hits you, you can send the damage you got to another version of yourself in a different reality, avoiding the damage entirely. And you also get the Translocation, teleport to an unoccupied space using an astral charge as a bonus action, kind of similar to Misty Step. At level 4 here, we get the Dimension Bridge, create 2 link portals, allowing you to travel between them. So similar to like Dimension Door at level 4, really strong to have, not broken. And you get an extra attack, extra reaction, and you get a riposte attack here, which is nice. Riposte being very powerful because anytime you can weaponize your reaction, that's huge. You get the Sixth Sense here, so this is like the alert feed, so you get a +3 to initiative instead of the +5, but you can't be surprised, which is huge. You get to choose 2 more skill proficiencies there. And as we go through level 7, we get ourselves a Vanishing Point. Once per turn, after you teleport, you become invisible until the start of your next turn. Really nice. And then level 8, we get ourselves another feat here, so pretty strong. We're really all about teleporting around, dealing damage that way. 2 extra reactions here, and Warp Momentum once per turn. You gain an additional attack after you teleport. So you can teleport, attack, attack, attack. And also if you get attacked, you can return that with a riposte 3 times. So I think that that's really nice. Weaponizing your reaction is super useful. Then we get the Astral Explosion here. Channel a huge stream of astral energy onto yourself and release it in a violent explosion 2 times your max health point as radiant damage all around you, sacrificing yourself in the process. So yeah, that does kind of nuke yourself, but it can be a good last resort. And I think that was one of my favorite features when testing out this class, just being able to sacrifice yourself for the greater good. It hits in a very large area too, like it just nukes everything. So yeah, you got the Phase Strike there, Soul Piercer, Translocation. You get 2 attacks. You can attack after teleporting, so you can bonus action, do your little translocation here, teleport, and then you get yourself an extra attack. So yeah, it's pretty fun. I like anything related to the astral plane. So yeah, the Astral Walker is a very fun class. The next class is actually one that surprised me because it made me laugh all the way through, and I had a lot of fun playing with this one. So this is the Journey of a NEET. So those that don't know, not in education, employment, or training. So a NEET is someone that's just not working, but it's actually really funny. So lurking in the shadows that are dimly lit sanctuaries, the NEET is an enigmatic entity untethered by the chains of unemployment, education, or societal expectations. A true disciple of the no responsibilities, only regret doctrine. This class has owned the art of existential evasion to a razor's edge, effortlessly dodging job applications, social obligations, and the grim specter of productivity. Sounds like me. Just kidding. But the names of these spells made me laugh hard. So you got like Phantom Veil, Strategic Withdrawal, and go away. So it's the Neat leads out a soul-draining groan combined with a powerful death glare of introverted despair, sending a pulse of sheer rejection energy outwards, pushing everyone back 9 meters. And you get the I read this on Reddit. So funny. The Neat attempts to apply knowledge obtained from highly questionable online sources to help solve a problem. You can see where this class is going. It's actually hilarious. And this mod made by Lord Feeder, it comes with actually 3 different subclasses, which I will show off here. So unshielded movement, just a sip of caffeine. This is action surge, and caffeine does feel like action surge. You also get the Enshrouded Bastion, the Sacred Armor of the Arcane Ward. So they have some really nice dialogue for all, or really nice descriptions for all these. Wait, please don't hit me. The act of tactical groveling, and pray to RNGesus. So yeah, you can see where this is going. Once we get to the 3 subclasses, you get the Chun Bayou, which gets you the Phantom Step, Arts of the Shadow Mirage. If I don't move, they can't see me, shouts out to Drax, and summon Thanatos, the God of Death. There's the Trick Shot Artist, which the Trick Shot Master lives in an endless loop. Wake up, exist, trick shot, sleep. Long since abandoning normal life with anything throwable, socks, snacks, receipts, he perfected the impossible ricochets. Blindfolded, no-look 360 trick shots. The outside world calls, but why answer when he's already mastered the physics itself from inside his room? So you get the Cerebral Spike, which does 4 poison, psychic, acid, and force damage. Healing Orb, which you can throw and heal. And then Connect Barrage, and you also get the Phantom Step. And then the Arch Wizard is a Neat who has dedicated their entire life to the pursuit of arcane power, abandoning any notions of romance, societal interaction, and career in favor of mastering the magical arts in isolation. So you get Dark One's Blessing, and Cringe Blast, doing psychic damage. E-Kitten, my online waifu, and Step of the Mirage. You also get the Silence Spell, and you get to choose the Mastery of a Turn type of damage. When you hit a creature with Cringe Blast, you deal additional damage based on your wisdom modifier of that type of damage. So I'll show off what that ends up looking like. We'll go with this one here. I do plan to potentially do a build on this down the road because I think it is pretty funny. You also get choice in spells with this one, so things like Fireball, Glyph of Warding. So this one is mostly a spellcaster. The others have their own unique abilities. This has Misty Escape. Upon taking damage, become invisible, and then you can Misty Step away. Level 7, more spell choices, and then you get additional damage on your Eldritch Blast or Cringe Blast. So this one doesn't have as many options for spells as some of the other choices, but I'll still show this off, and then I can show off one of the other ones. You get Hunger Padar. Yeah, lots of damage for spellcasting, and it's actually pretty strong. Fiendish Resilience as well, increased movement speed, and what this ends up looking like, I guess I'll go with all the masteries here just to show off the Cringe Blast extra damage. So yeah, you also get that E-Kitten here. So my online waifu will summon the kitty in there. So yeah, it's a hag. Yeah, it's just too funny. And it's got 106 health, and it also has some different attacks here. It can Ironbound Pursuit, kick a target. It's got the Sinister Strike. And then with our Cringe Blast, we now have extra damage on it. Fire, bludgeoning, lightning, and cold damage. So it's pretty strong. The other subclasses also have some cool abilities. So going with the Chun Bayou here, we'll just go through. You also get that special summon as well. And as we level up, we continue to get more unique options. So you got the Summon Fenrir, King of the Chaos, the Eclipsing Fang of Ragnarok, the spell Solar Judgment, the Spotlight of Divinity falls upon me, and Imperial Edict, Sword Domain. I like this class mod. I gotta be honest, as funny as it is, it's actually pretty fun to play. Eclipse Ascension, the Dawn of the Radiant or Abysmal Twilight, depending on if you go Radiant or Necrotic damage. Unshielded movement, you get a lot of extra movement speed, which is nice on this one. You also get the Summon Titania, the Adamantine Maiden, which is like Burnthal. You also get the option or Sovereign Requiem, the fire that cleanses kings and gods alike. And it's very well done. Summon Amaterasu, the Infernal Goddess of the Ever-Burning Sun. Really strong. I'll show off these summons as well. I love summon builds too, so this one is high up on my list for fun builds. And then you also get yourself the Sacred Eyes Cataclysm. I am a tonic, doing 1d4 of each damage type, and yeah, really strong, obviously. You also get a subclass feature, the Final Judgment, the Inevitability of Oblivion. Merely the hand that delivers the inevitable. You deal additional 2d8 of radiant damage and 2d8 necrotic damage to targets below 50% of their max health points. So big power spike in terms of your damage. But you get these awesome summons. So we got like the Amaterasu, the Infernal Goddess of the Ever-Burning Sun. So yeah, you got this. It's a girl. It's like the diva there. It gets 175 health. It gets also a lot of spells. You get Global Invulnerability, Thunderous Smite, Banishing Smite, Wrathful Smite, Sunbeam, Divine Smite, and Lunar Smite, which is really good. So you can see here, this one is really, really powerful, but cool summon. So you get that summon there. And then you also get the summon Fenrir, so you can summon in the big wolf, the Chaos, the Eclipse of the Fang of Ragnarok. So you got that wolfy boy there. We also get ourselves Thanatos, the god of death. So you can summon this in as well. The Oathbreaker Knight, Thanatos. That's really cool. And then also with this, you also can summon in Titania, the Adamantine Maiden here. So this is going to be like Bernal, or I guess it's not. My bad. I was thinking of a different one. But yeah, it's like the... yeah. Hellfire Exhaust, Launch, Protocol, Bola, Quake. It's pretty strong. And then on top of that, you also get all your spells, and some of them are very, very powerful. So yeah, the neat is really cool. It's pretty neat, if I say so myself. Lord Feeder did a great job with this one. And the final class is going to be the Temsura class's Rimuru, which is based on that time that I got reincarnated as a slime. So as you can see, the icon that time I got reincarnated as a slime, if you're a fan of that anime, this one's perfect for you. Even if you're not, it's still actually quite unique. It comes with many subclasses, and they all have their own little niche to play. So you got the Rimuru, Tempest, Milim, Nava, I'm probably mispronouncing these, Shuna, Sean, Soe, Diablo, and Raphael. So they have different abilities. This one uses charisma, this one uses wisdom, this one uses dexterity, this one uses strength, wisdom, strength, and intelligence. And they come with different spells. This Black Flame here. You get a transform slime, transform to your slime form, gain unique abilities. Let's go with this one here. And health regeneration, restore health points equal to your level at the start of your turn. And whenever you kill an enemy, gain a permanent predator stack and gain 20 magic jewels. So you continually power yourself up as you continue to go about your leveling. You get the choice again of any of these skill proficiencies, which I love whenever classes do that. So whenever we get into the things here, we got Water Blade, which does 2d4 of cold damage, shoot a blade of water, uses 10 magic jewels, it's a bonus action. And then we also got subclass features, Dark Scent, detect creatures within 12 meters, Steel Threads, doing 3d4 slashing damage. Each of these subclasses does have a lot of unique things to each of them. Restore 50% of your magic jewels on short rest. And analyze and assess when hitting an enemy, mark them as analyzed, you deal bonus damage to marked enemies. And spatial movement, teleport any location within an 18-meter radius. So you can see we got a lot of unique abilities here for each of these classes that makes it so unique. Great Sage, gain a +2 from intelligence, and you're immune to psychic damage. If you roll a 1 on any check, and re-roll the dice and use a new result. Magical Barrier, create a barrier of magicals, granting them temporary health. And the Flare Circle, doing 46 of fire damage and area, which is really nice. Level 6 comes with the Demon Lord's Haki, release an aura of fear. Enemies have a chance to become frightened. Pretty useful. Level 7, we get ourselves a Gravity Collapse, doing 48 of force damage. It pulls enemies into it, deals additional damage, or additional force damage. You get the subclass feature, the Devourer's Resolve, gain resistance to fire, cold, lightning, acid while in slime form. So yeah, you want to be reincarnated into a slime in this one. Level 9, you get the Tempest Barrage, doing 46 of lightning damage for up to 3 projectiles and can knock targets prone. Nice fun spell. Subclass feature, King of Monsters, gain a +2 bonus for attack rolls, saving throws, and AC when you're in armor or your slime form, so nice boost to your teammates. At the start of combat, regain 20% of your magicals, so whenever you get into a fight, you get a bonus to them. And then you get Megiddo here, which does a 10d6 +10 radiant damage, and does all targets within 12-meter radius, which is pretty powerful. So I'll show off what this ends up looking like. There's 7 different subclasses, so they all come with a lot of stuff going on each of them. The Tempest Barrage here, this is kind of like Scorching Ray for lightning damage, so we'll show you this here. Boom. And it knocks them prone too, so that's really nice. We also got our transform into the slime form, so we can reincarnate ourselves into the slime. And that's pretty funny. Whenever you're in your slime form, you get the same amount of health here. But you get the Slime Devour once per combat, absorb all nearby corpses, and get 10% per corpse. So you can attack in this form. You can see there, you can still do your bow attacks. You still got your Mind Flare abilities. You got the Slime Release, release a shockwave to damage all. I'm not going to do this because it'll trigger a fight in camp. But you can see there, it's actually kind of funny. Every time I got reincarnated as slime. If you're a fan of the anime, this one's for you. So, yeah. And then the Megiddo here, which just completely nukes everyone all around us. I'll just end off with a bang. Boom. I guess that didn't hit anyone, but you get the deal. If we were in combat, that would have worked. So, this mod made by Eclipse. They previously made some other mods. Eclipse 5e, it's Eclipse. But They also made the War Dancer class, which I covered. They've done a lot of great builds, or a lot of great classes so far. So yeah, this is another awesome one that I just want to cover as one of the best new class mods in Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.